These two keep being pushed around like pawns on chessboard. Now Jadon Sancho and Raheem Sterling both completed deadline day moves to try and reignite their club career. Sancho headed to Chelsea and Sterling joined Arsenal. And Nolan is alongside me to look through both in a little more detail. We'll start with Sancho, then Nolan, and plenty of options for Chelsea in that area of the pitch. Where does he fit? Well, that is a big question, isn't it? And as you say, they do have fantastic options already in those kind of attacking areas, so it is going to be a real challenge for Sancho to establish himself, as well as get back to his best form. So we can see some of those options they have hopefully here. Here we go. So we've got an array of options already that Sancho will be competing with. So for a start, Cole Palmer is surely a guaranteed starter for Chelsea at this point following a brilliant breakthrough season. He started this season really impressively. You've got your Felix has come in, Pedro Neto. These are guys 40, 50 million pound signings he's come in to add to the side. We've got Noni Madueke, who's obviously scored a hat-trick this season against Wolves. Got himself an England call-up. He's looking in good form. Wolves got himself, and of course Christopher Nkunku and Mykhailo Mudryk, an £88.5 million signing as well. So Jadon Sancho, yeah, he does have his work cut out to kind of carve out a space for himself in that side. I suppose all of these players are really competing for those three attacking spots, aren't they? The left side, the right side, and the number 10 position behind the striker. So an array of options, and it will be really interesting to see whether Sancho can force his way in. Yeah, and when it comes to him forcing his way in, you would perhaps say he will need to increase his output if he wants to do that. I think so. Yeah, I mean, he's obviously a fantastic talent. I don't think his talent is in question, and he really began fulfilling his potential in these early seasons here at Borussia Dortmund. We see the numbers here. I mean, 26 goals and assists in his first full season at Dortmund. 2019-20, he then got 30 goals, 33 goals and assists that season. 19 the following season, which was his final season at Dortmund. It was after that things began to go downhill for him, really. The move to Manchester United didn't work out in the way that he or the club would have hoped, and his numbers obviously not at the same level as they were previously. So we also see his minutes played declining season on season there. So yeah, a lot of work for him to do to get those minutes up, get himself playing regularly again, but also get the numbers up and get back to the form he showed at Borussia Dortmund. Would it be a similar story for Raheem Sterling in terms of the way that the numbers have gone in the wrong direction in recent years? Yes, I think you can say that. Obviously, Sterling is sort of indirectly involved in Sancho's move to Chelsea, isn't he? By going to Arsenal and freeing up that space in the squad for Sancho at Chelsea. So yeah, I mean, again, some fantastic numbers earlier in his career at Man City. We know the heights he enjoyed there. Obviously winning titles, making huge contributions in terms of his goal involvements. 27 goal involvements in that 2018-19 season, 21 the following season, 17 after that, 18 in his final season at Manchester City. At Chelsea, obviously, we see these bottom two seasons here. It has been more difficult for him. I suppose the difference with Sancho is that we know Sterling can do it in the Premier League. He's very much proved his quality in the Premier League, whereas Sancho's best work so far in his career came in Germany. So the challenge for Arsenal and for Sterling is to get these numbers back to the levels they were at Manchester City. I would be fascinated to see a piece actually if there's any attacking player that's left Manchester City and their numbers have gone up, because I suspect there probably aren't too many of them. Anyway, we touched on the number of options that Chelsea have in Sancho's position. That's a little bit of an advantage for Sterling, is that Arsenal, I was going to say, aren't quite as blessed. They're still quite good, that quintet of players, but still not as many as Chelsea anyway. They're not bad, are they? But no, they have fewer options, I suppose, fundamentally. I mean, that's the key point here, isn't it? It does look on the face of it that Raheem Sterling has a better chance than Sancho of playing regularly. We know he likes to play off the left. He'll be competing with Martinelli and Trossard, but he can also play on the right and provide competition for Saka. So opportunities for him to really make a place for himself. The other thing you'd say is that Jesus, Trossard, and obviously they use Havertz too, can all play down the middle as actually probably could Sterling. Yeah, well, that's another advantage for him, his versatility. He has been used in that false nine role before, and that is something that Arsenal may revisit. Of course, Raheem Sterling worked with Mikel Arteta very successfully at Man City as well. So that is another advantage for him there in terms of getting back to his best. Nolan, thank you very much.